Hello and welcome. This is the final chapter of a three-part series documenting a brief stay of a bobcat family in my yard here in Tucson, Arizona between April 22nd and May 26th of 2024. This video picks up after the kittens first emerged from behind my cistern for the first time on May 20th. Up to this point, I've given Avery the run of the yard, although I did have a few peaceful encounters while she took care of her family. On May 21st, I start removing those pallets, leaning up against my wall to avoid having the kittens escape the yard, where they might encounter my neighbors. I managed to pull the first pallet out and set it up flat where the kittens can have something safe to climb on. It's at this point that I encounter Avery. She gives me a low growl, so I leave the yard to her and her family. A few minutes later, Avery walks over to the cistern to be greeted by her family, and they walk over together to the backyard. Although I'm out of sight, I can still hear her give a low growl as she approaches the yard with her kittens. 90 minutes later, Avery returns to the cistern without the kittens and cools off in the shade of the house. She leaves a little later and retrieves the kittens from the backyard for a drink. Later that day, the winds pick up and Avery lies down in the shade of my overflow barrels by the cistern. I notice that whenever it's windy, she pants quite a bit, either because of stress or because she's just trying to cool down. A little later, she appears to hear me in the garage where I'm about to turn on my swamp cooler, and the kittens come out shortly thereafter for a drink. There's lots more visiting the backyard, exploring, playing, and coming back to the cistern, including a few walks at night with Mom. I frequent the garden to water my potted plants and check in on my native bees, but Avery doesn't seem to be too bothered as long as I don't pay too much close attention to her or her kittens. On May 22nd, I managed to move a few more pallets away from the wall and I start building a flat jungle gym for the kittens. And about a half hour later, the kittens and Mom start exploring the same. The kittens continue exploring the yard with Mom and taking breaks in the afternoon to groom one another. The days go on like this, with the family visiting the cistern for drinks, exploring the yard, and just doing what bobcat families do, I guess. And then on May 23rd, my cat and I start to notice them moving away from the cistern and closer towards our back patio picnic table where we sometimes have dinner. I managed to open the screen so I could maybe get a better picture of them. They're okay. Avery doesn't seem to mind me watching her through my sliding glass door, but that might be due to reflections that make it hard to see inside the house.
So weird.
Why is it weird?
Bobcat She's almost like a pet.
She has been kind of turned into a pet, huh? Eventually, she realizes my outdoor couch is pretty comfy and starts relaxing and grooming herself on the same. Soon, Mom realizes it's safe for her kittens and brings them over to explore. What follows are a few minutes of that first visit to our back patio door. Oh my God. It's just so cute. You guys, be nice to her tail, man. I know, kitty. Well, that pot's gonna get pulled down for sure. I know.
What is Emma doing? Playing in the pots?
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I know you want to go outside and play with your friends.
Oh. Oh, he's gonna get up on the couch. He got up on the couch. Oh, what's up here? Avery's going behind the barbecue or the fireplace. Oh, what's this? What's this place? Oh, no crawling up my screen windows, I hope.
Uh-oh.
I don't think he's gonna do it. What's going on over there? Where are you going? You gonna come say hello again? Jax. What are you doing, Jax? Okay, I guess they're gonna move on. There, see, you scared them away. Soon thereafter, I start to notice Avery checking things out under the couch. I'm thinking it has something to do with a mouse that probably lives in this part of my yard, and I'm hoping she'll take care of it, only to later see that the kittens have moved under the couch. The following morning, Avery serves breakfast to the kittens, and afterwards the kittens take time to play on the couch. And although they're still coming to the cistern to drink, I think they've moved into a new part of the yard for good for now. I put some water dishes closer to the couch, which they seem to appreciate. The family is starting to take full advantage of the couch. And they don't seem to be bothered by me opening the back door and my morning visits to water my plants. It's kind of like having pet cats that you don't have to take care of. One morning, a kitten comes out and seems to have been left behind and starts calling for Mom. Mom does eventually come to console the lonely kitten. The kittens are using the couch to improve their climbing skills with a few inevitable bumps along the way. On the morning of May 26th, Avery comes back from an evening hunt at about 4:30 in the morning. Later, it appears she's already relocated one of her kittens since the remaining kitten appears to be alone and is calling out for Mom. Eventually, Avery returns and takes the remaining kitten by the nape. I've seen this play out before and realize at this moment that Avery has chosen to move her family to a new location, which is perfectly normal for bobcat moms to do. I let my neighbor know the family has moved out, and she confirms the same by reviewing her own cameras in her adjacent yard. So, some may wonder why I let a bobcat family take over my yard. Well, these animals have lived in the Tucson mountains for the last 10,000 years, so she's not a guest in my backyard, rather, I'm a guest in hers. Regardless, it can be a little surprising if you're lucky enough to host one of these animals. In my case, I realized that encounters with Avery and her kittens resulted from her being so well camouflaged, and thus were inevitable, but can also be positive if you show these animals respect and give them their space. I observed that outside of a gentle growl if I got too close to the kittens, I was never snarled at or felt threatened in any way. Needless to say, mutual respect goes a long way towards living in peace with these playful and curious animals that help keep things in balance in our community, my own spiritual well-being included. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed collecting these clips and sharing them with all of you. Subscribe for updates, and thanks for watching.